Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fix the XJ6 where we are doing some maintenance work to my 2010 Yamaha XJ6 diversion. If you've been keeping up the series, we've had some delays and stuff, but now we can start moving forwards. I've got everything I need to do the electronics, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But also we have the tyres on the wheels, and we also have the new 90-degree valves thanks to Wiimoto, and also thanks to the other people on your screen for supporting this build. But as I say, today we are doing electronics, so let's just get straight on with that. So if you remember back to the video of fail, I needed 4 bullet connectors of a certain size and I only had 3. I now have lots, thankfully. What we need to do is extend these. Something is quite interesting about these Amazon special indicators is the bullet connectors that came on them. They don't look like they're too small, but they're too small. So on this bike, this is the size that you want, and that corresponds to this size of socket. So in theory, because these are made for bikes, this should be the same size. And it is not. Which is very interesting. I'm starting to wonder whether like 125s use smaller ones or something, but this is just a standard Yamaha. They shouldn't be anything special. Some more good news is the impact driver was actually due tomorrow, but it's been brought forward and says it's being delivered today, which is much unlike Amazon of late. So, yeah, go them. If they actually do it, and it turns up. Oh, some more good news. You'll have noticed in the sponsor card there's a new company appeared. They are doing the powder coat for me. Thank you very much to them. For the crash bars, so I've got to get those posted off to them. I'm going to package them up today and send it tomorrow. And then, I don't need those until later on in the build anyway, so not really a big issue. Besides the fact that they're actually getting them done pretty quick. I thought the red ones were smaller in the actual bullet tip than the blue ones. No, they're not. These are bigger though, aren't they? This is another size. Yes, it has some... Right, okay. Turns out the difference between the reds and the blues is that it looks bigger, but it's not. It's the hole in the back that's bigger. I mean, okay. Did I have blue ones? I did already have blue ones, but they are of the larger size, the equivalent of the yellows in these. Oh, there we go. That's good. I did need the kit anyway, but I actually need different sizes. So we use those ones. Look at this little wafer thin sponge. Oh, they're just going to wet this. He become thick. Right. It doesn't even... Great, but it doesn't actually fit in the right place. These little soldering helping hands are amazing. I've never bought any. You've seen me in the past, like, try and struggle by pinning stuff between 2 sets of pliers or something. It's so much easier when you've got the right tools. So what I've done there is I've soldered it together, but rather than like trying to twist them together, because these are very fine fibres, there's not many of them, I basically put that inside the big bundle and absolutely filled the whole bundle with solder, so that's a solid lump. I'm now going to heat shrink it. Thankfully, because I don't have anything on the end, I didn't have to worry about putting that on first. But anyway, I need to solder this one up and then do the same to the other indicator, and then we'll get to the heat shrinking. So I'm going to jump ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've got those down. Now I'm just going to pop some heat shrink on. I've put the small nozzle on it to try and make it, you know, direct. Go on, heat up, it's not that hot yet. That is so much better looking. Right, so repeat. By the way, if you can hear chirping in the background, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. We have so many sparrows in this area now. Their numbers were really bad at one point. This is house sparrows, not tree sparrows, which are still doing very badly, but house sparrows have gone mad. But they sit outside the window and chirp all day. Honestly, hot air guns. I should do a video of tools which you don't think about buying. Maybe to other people it's a really obvious thing to buy, but to me, hot air gun, not obvious. But it is so handy for so many different jobs, from, you know, paint stripping, electrical work. You can even use them to heat nuts and things up to get them off, and it's hot enough that it's going to do the job, but it doesn't set fire to oil so quickly as using like a flamethrower blowtorch. So all I need to do now is pop those back into the bike, find out where the length is, chop them and put the bullet connectors on, and hopefully these will fit on no problem. Yeah, they look the right size. Right, so they want to go under there, and they've got to come over here. Now, I want to also make sure they are cable managed to a point under the bike, so like that. Just going to go there. Because I can't have the heater on when I'm in here filming because it's just too noisy. I think it is. Maybe I should test that fact. I'm freezing. I always keep little bits like this because they can be really handy for like little jumper cables and stuff, and you don't have to go out and buy a big reel of cable. Right, and this one, yep. Strip it down, and that should just slide straight on. Yep, I can just see it there, so I can solder that in place. Now, how well is that connected? Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. That's properly soldered. It's actually filled quite a bit of the tip up with solder and just wedged in place. That is fine. So, again, repeat 4 times. See you in a minute. I'm going to need to reconnect my battery, and I know for a fact that I've done a video on this. The common issue you can have is that the screws aren't long enough to reach the bottom of the holes, so it won't pick up the little nut. Especially when you've, it won't quite, it just reaches it there, but that's with nothing in there. When you put in your connectors, it's not enough. And then you have this problem where you're trying to get like a screwdriver under there to lift it up, but you can't do that on this bike because it fits inside rails. So I came up with this idea, and I'm going to do it again. And all you need is duct tape. Fold it over. You could use a shoelace, you could use all sorts of things for this. Just don't use anything conductive, but duct tape's here and it's strong and it won't tear. So, do that. Like so. And we can wedge that in there. And after we do it up, we can just pull these out. So, slot that in there. And you see our little tabs stick out, and you can see also here where you can't really get a screwdriver in here to, well, you can just, to pry that up. This is just a lot easier. Before we connect that though, I want to do this cable. Where is it? Here it is. Wondering if there's something like this soldering on, because it just doesn't seem to be getting hot enough. So I'm going to sit and wait a minute. Also notice the tip on this is eroding very, very fast. Very fast. So I won't add this to my store yet. How bizarre. Changed the tip on it and it's working fine now. What I just soldered was the wire for the heated grips. So just get this started off till it bites. There we go, and then we can pull that out. got a 50-50 chance about being right about left and right, so I'm going to have to just plug it in. So left, we got left. Right, we got right. Tail light, we got tail light. I don't have anything to do with a brake switch, unless I just bridge these. Hold on. So that's working. I also zip tied the cables up here, so everything goes into the bike nice and neatly. Nothing's being pulled on, you see. So there we go, that is the electrics done. It was only a small job, but it has improved things. I know it looks a little bit messy in here, but you can't really do much when you've got this many cables going on. I will probably zip tie these ones together. I'll do some neatening, but I want to make a little Sugru like moulded bit that can sit in there, and I can attach that onto it better. I might even try and stick the Velcro to the, I don't know. To say, having a hot air gun to do the heat shrink is a big improvement than using a lighter or something like that. This soldering iron is a big improvement too when it was working. It seemed like this tip just kind of gave up. Can you see how it's already falling to bits? I hope these are standard sizes and I can get some better quality tips. It still seems to heat up absolutely fine. But it was cheap, so... But anyway, the next job, as I say, I want to do is the suspension, but the impact gun's not arrived. I know it says it's coming today, but it's not going to be till later on this evening. And I guess we can just make this an electrics video. So the next video should be me doing that suspension, as long as all goes well. Getting all the seals done, cleaning them up. And then that'll be the forks back on, at which point I will change the rear sprocket off the carrier, get that onto there, get the wheels back on the bike, get the chain on, change the front sprocket, because it has to be done in that order. Then the step after that is going to be putting the brakes on and the new braided lines, thanks to hell, and then getting all the running gear back on, and hopefully I'll have the crash cages back by then, powder coated up. And then we can put the fairings back on. There's a couple of little paint repairs I want to do, and she'll be done. Now, coming from doing the DRZ build, to me now it feels like, oh, I'll be done in a week. It won't. There's a few more episodes to go, I'm sure of it. I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and if you really want to help out, or you want to join my Discord, which it's really growing at the moment. It's very active. Join Patreon. That gets you into Discord as little as $1 a month. And it helps this channel be possible. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.